Thank you everybody for coming. Woohoo! Thank you. All right. Shut up. Stop clapping. Guys, stop clapping. Shut up. Guys, stop. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome everybody to the NFL Midway Point Season Honor Awards. Now, think about this for a second, fellas. Stay with me here, all right? Tom Brady wins MVP. It's scientifically proven that there's no way he can win the Super Bowl. And that's a win for everybody. But unfortunately, there's no way he's going to win MVP, especially with the system quarterback stat line that he has this season. You know who doesn't play like a system quarterback? Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Jake Elliott. What the hell is Jake Elliott doing here? Oh, that's what. So if you're like me and you never really learned how to read, we're going to be going over who I think should win all the NFL Honors Awards at the midway point of the season. Now, this isn't who I think is going to win at the end of the season. Rather, right now, if the season were to end after Week 8, who would win? Welcome to Twilly's Takes. I want to start with the award that nobody really cares about unless this dude belongs to your team. And that is the award titled Coach of the Year. So my top 5 candidates in no particular order: Kyle Shanahan, Bill Belichick, Sean Payton, Matt LaFleur, Frank Reich. All right. And my pick for head coach of the year at the midway point is Kyle Shanahan. Wow. Now, I'm one of those guys who isn't convinced with the 49ers yet. They could win the next 5 Super Bowls, and I'd still be like, hold up, let's wait till they have some real competition, all right? I may just be ignorant, and I may just be retarded, but I feel like, that my Packers are in the same conference. I'm just scared. I'm just scared of the Niners, that's all. Now, to be undefeated in the NFC is no easy task, considering, how stacked the conference is, but the defense is looking sharp, and Jimmy G is looking pretty decent, I guess, yeah. Up next is Droy. If you don't know, Droy stands for Devin Bush is not going to win this award because this award is going to Nick Bosa. Defensive Rookie of the Year has to go to Nick Bosa. Now, I'm not trying to discredit Bush because he's a stud, but Bosa is one of the few guys in the NFL to where if we actually got in a fist fight, he could almost beat me. Only one man has ever beat me in a fist fight, and no, it wasn't DK Metcalf, it wasn't Aaron Donald, but it was Sean McVay. And Sean McVay only won because I let that sexy hunk win. Offensive Rookie is actually a little more competitive and a little bit harder to figure out, but also not really. Terry McLaurin is pretty much the only good thing in Washington, and I don't mean that as a political joke. You can think what you want about our president, but I am in fact talking about the Washington Nationals and how they're about to blow a 2-0 lead in the World Series. Also, Kyler Murray. He has won half a game more than the Cardinals did all last season, and we're already at the midway point, so that's pretty huge for Kyler. Also, who can forget the sexy hunk alpha male, Gardner Minshew? I mean, just look at that guy. Woo. But without question, Offensive Rookie of the Year is Josh Jacobs. Who could have predicted that? Now, I don't think the Raiders are a bad team this year at all, but he is for sure the brightest light in that dark room of an organization. Now on to the big 3. Let's start with Defensive Player of the Year. Now, according to this, wow, didn't see that one coming. Baker Mayfield. I have his stats right here. 1 tackle, 12 interceptions in just 7 games. That is no easy task. Wowee. Stats like that make Defensive Player of the Year of 2017 and 2018 really look like a scrub. And of course, that man is Nathan Peterman. Now, that's obviously a joke, but come on, Baker, step it up, buddy. But realistically, if I had to have my top 5 candidates in no particular order for Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore, Myles Garrett, Shaq Barrett, Danielle Hunter, Preston Smith. Preston Smith might be a little bit of a reach, but hear me out on this one. Since him and Za'Darius joined the Packers, they have become a very scary duo. Preston is not going to be my pick for Defensive Player of the Year, but out of all those guys, he has the most tackles, he has 7 sacks to his name, he has an interception, and a forced fumble. That's impressive, especially on a Packers defense. Now, all those guys can make good cases on why they deserve to win, but this is my goddamn show, and I decide who wins. And I'm going to have to go with, Shaq Barrett. Now, there's no denying that he has slowed down in the sack numbers in the past few weeks, but considering he has 10 sacks through only 7 games, That's pretty impressive. On top of that too, he has more tackles than Myles Garrett. He has 4 forced fumbles and an interception. And Gilmore's all around good too, but Shaq is more fun to watch. No, not that Shaq. This Shaq. This Shaq is more fun to watch. Offensive Player of the Year. Woo! Now, Cooper Kupp, he's low-key carrying the Rams offense. Dalvin Cook, he's almost as fast as me. Michael Thomas, probably the best receiver in the league right behind Antonio Brown. I can't even say that without laughing. That's a joke, by the way. Aaron Jones is leading the NFL in touchdowns, but yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting someone though. What is that picture of SpongeBob doing right there? What's happening to that picture of SpongeBob? What is that picture of SpongeBob evolving? Oh my gosh. It's Christian McCaffrey. Woo. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey wins Offensive Player of the Year, and it's not even close. Christian McCaffrey is also making a pretty strong case for MVP, but unfortunately in a QB league, he probably won't win that. And on top of that, he's not going to win MVP because he's also on the Panthers. A big part of MVP is team success. With the Panthers sitting at 5-3 and Christian McCaffrey not doing better than all the quarterbacks, I don't think he wins MVP, but he definitely, at the midway point, deserves Offensive Player of the Year. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for. The most valuable player in the National Football League at the midway point after Week 8. The top 5 candidates in no particular order: Christian McCaffrey, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Now you may be wondering, where the hell is Patrick Mahomes? I gotta say, because of the injury, I think it's gonna affect his chances, especially at the midway point. Towards the end of the year, who knows? I mean, he still has 8 games left. He might be playing 7 of them. He could still easily win MVP. But at the midway point, I don't think there's a chance. Sorry, not sorry, Chiefs fans. But anyways, through process of elimination, we can eliminate Christian McCaffrey for reasons I just listed a couple seconds ago. Lamar Jackson, no doubt a game changer. His rushing stats are better than some of the running backs in the league, and he could also be a top candidate for Offensive Player of the Year. But his passing stats are a little weak. 5 interceptions, only 1,600 passing yards, and 11 touchdowns, 5 of which came Week 1 against the Dolphins, which means through the past 6 games, he's only thrown 6 touchdowns, which is just not a good look for MVP. Ravens are 5-2 right now, and a big part of MVP, like I said, is team success. So Lamar Jackson is eliminated. Now Deshaun Watson, this is a different breed of man. 2,200 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, a 105 passer rating. He's having an incredible season, making pretty remarkable throws. However, in the NFL rulebook that I just wrote, you have to have more than one eye to win MVP. And I'm only making this joke just so I can show this amazing clip of him getting kicked in the eye and still throwing a touchdown. Again, same thing with Lamar Jackson. Just because his team isn't doing all that well, I don't really think he's a true MVP candidate compared to the other 2 guys. Because it's the same reason why Rodgers won in 2014 and Cam won in 2015. Rodgers beat Drew Brees. Drew Brees and Peyton Manning had better stats than Aaron Rodgers, but because Aaron Rodgers had the better record than all those guys, Rodgers won MVP. Same thing with Cam. Cam didn't have good stats, but his team went 15-1 in 2015, so he won MVP. Out of the other guys listed, he has the 3rd best stats, and his team is 5-3. He has to win more games, which they definitely will, but right now, not the number 1 candidate for MVP. Wilson has a slight edge with 17 touchdowns compared to Rodgers' 16 touchdowns. But Rodgers has 200 more passing yards than Wilson does. Now, Wilson's lone pick came off of a bad read, and it was taken all the way to the house. They ended up losing that game. But Rodgers' 2 interceptions came off of tipped passes from the receivers. Here's the thing, Packers are 7-1, Seahawks are 6-2, but they do have pretty equal stats. These 2 guys are playing at extraordinary levels, and Rodgers has done so with no-name undrafted free agents. Russell Wilson, he's doing it with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I don't want to sound biased because I'm a Packers fan, but now that he finally has an understanding on Matt LaFleur's offense, and Devontae Adams is finally coming back off of his injury, I feel like towards the end of the year, Aaron Rodgers is going to make a very strong case for MVP. But even right now, I truly can't decide. So let's look at the list. Who wins MVP at the halfway mark? It's a tie. Wow, Now, this one is very hard to choose, which is why I want you guys in the comments to choose. Who do you think deserves MVP more? Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers? Again, all this can change over the next 8 to 9 weeks of the season, but in my opinion right now, Rodgers and Wilson have impressed me more than any other guy this season. They have made some extraordinary throws, and it's hard to pick those two. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching another episode of Twiley's Takes. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and who you believe deserves each award. I would love to discuss our sports opinion in a nice, respectful way, so please be polite. I am sensitive, okay? But please like, share, and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.